Hello, I'm Sam Clark with the UK Disc Golf Club, and this is my 2022 in the bag. But anyways, I've been throwing Prodigy for a couple of years now. I got the BP1 V3, the 2021 model. It holds, I think I've got like around 25 discs in here, so we'll go through them. Start with the organization of the bag. I've got like a couple putters down here and mids all the way to my drivers. And in general, I have overstable, as you're looking at it this way, on the right side and understable on the left. It doesn't really matter. I keep it a lot more organized than the rest of my life, so it's good. But anyways, to start off, putting putters. I'm putting with PA3 300 softs. I used to putt with P Model S's, but these don't beat in as fast, and I like the big bead on them. The soft catches the chains a little better. I've been switching more of a loft putt, so I like those for that. Up here in the top pocket, we've got a 400 PA3 and a 750 PA1. Both of these are fairly overstable. PA3 is just kind of straight to fade, and the PA1's kind of fading out the entire time. Next, I got my P Model S Duraflex. I've had this one for about a year. Got it here at Bang & Chain, so make sure you check them out. But I've just been beating this one in. It's just straight. It's my workhorse disc. I throw it for a lot of upshots. Lastly, I've got P Model S and Base Grip, one of the ones I used to putt with. And now it's pretty understable. It's just a perfect hyzer flip to turn disc. Really like throwing that one. I had a red one too that was all like puddle top and nasty, but it got gone. So anyways, next one, A3 400G. I like to forehand this one a lot, and I'll throw it backhand too. But it doesn't always feel the best for forehand, so I'm excited for the A Model OS to come out. Then I'll be switching to that probably a decent bit. I don't know if it's the best idea to be throwing a disc you know you're not going to bag in the future, but I'm doing it anyways. Next, I've got a Proto M1. So this one's very overstable as well. Not as overstable as A3 though, so it's a little bit better for backhands and holds up to a headwind well. Here's another one of my workhorses. This is a Will Schusterick MX3 750. I did this die myself, put the Team Bang & Chain on there when I got accepted last year. It's just dead straight for me, a little bit of turn sometimes and a little bit of fade. I'm liking this one a lot. These are all pretty dirty because I don't clean them very often, but same thing, Will Schusterick MX3. This one's a bit newer. That one's probably like 6 out of 10. This one's more like, it looks like 6 out of 10, but it's probably more like an 8 out of 10. So it's straight and then fades more at the end. Also holds up to a headwind decently well, so that's why I like this. Put this one in the bag recently. Last mid-range is a 500 M4 Flight Factory. I got this a little while ago, had it for about 2 years. It's a perfect just straight and then have a turn on the backhand. I throw a lot of backhands. Most of these are, I'm kind of not a backhand only player, but definitely lean on it a lot. So that's what this is good for. Now to move to fairways. I put this one back in the bag recently. It's an F2 Proto. It'll just kind of get a slight flip up and then have a little fade most of the time. It's a good complement to the other workhorses of my not saying that word well, of my fairway drivers. I've got a 500 F3 and a 400 F3. They're pretty similar stability. This one might be a little more overstable, but they don't hold up to a headwind great, or at least not consistently. That's when I'll switch to the F2 Proto. But both of these are great. They're great hyzer flip machines, or I feel like I know what they're going to do on a turnover line. I like those a lot. I'll throw them forehand too, to get a hyzer flip to flat and get some flex out of it sometimes. Or just kind of, if I'm trying to work a forehand only round type of thing, I think it's useful to have all types of shots. So I'll throw these and just get them to like have a slow turn the entire time. And I like these a lot. Last is, I think the flippiest disc in my bag is a F7 Katrina Allen, 2-time world champ, 400G from this past summer. I don't throw it a ton. It's really a utility disc. I like it a lot for, like if I need to do a patent pending hyzer flip to turn over type of shot, whenever I don't have as much power. I'll use it for forehands too sometimes, but I need probably more practice with this disc. But it's very, very pretty. Got it here from Bang & Chain as well, as you can see the blue around it. It's like looking at it sometimes. But next is a 400G FX2. I've had this one for really not too long, but it's kind of beat in to be a very straight disc. It'll hold a turnover line on a backhand, and I really love it for forehands. It's also one of my most used discs, and I'm really kind of falling in love with it now. I'm looking forward to the FX3 when it's coming out. I know one of my Bang & Chain team members, Trevino Woods, is also looking forward to it. to complement that one, I've been trying to work some more overstable ones because that one's like, I need something that's like pretty overstable. And this one, Chris Dickerson 750 FX2 is that overstable one, but for some reason it's just a little too overstable. So I'm trying to work it in and get a little beat in for that shot. Before we move on to the distance drivers, we got the secret compartment here. But we've got a 750 FX2. This one I also got from Bang & Chain. I don't know if you can tell very much or not, but it is very flat, very stiff, and has a very tall parting line height. So this nothing's a tilt, but this is probably the closest thing I've thrown to that. And again, it's like the F7, but it's a utility disc on the other end of the spectrum. And it's just fun to have in the bag sometimes. So we've got that one. Now to move on to distance drivers. I've got 7 in the bag, and that number will vary. I normally try and have like 5 or 6, starting with the KJUSA Extra Dome D1. This is a very overstable run of D1. There was a limited number made. It's very pretty again, but it's my most stable headwind disc that I can always trust to fight for that. So that's what I use that one for. Next is a 750 D2 Pro. These are in order of stability as well, and this one's a fairly new one. I haven't had a ton of work with this disc, but I'm trying it out and seeing how it flies. It's straight with fade as well. I don't know how it'll end up looking, but we're giving it a try. The D2 Pro. Next, I've got 2 D2s in the bag. This 400G one I really like for headwind shots. It's a little more stable than this one. This 500 one's an absolute bomber. Got a nice pop top on it. Of course, you can't hardly hear it because I'm going to blame the cold, but it does have a nice pop top and it'll just fly forever. The 400G one I like a lot more for kind of headwind shots. Then it'll just hold straight, where that one will flip over. Some of these other ones will do the same thing. This is also one I've had for a little while now. It's a 400 D1 X out. I did the rainbow stamp, the rainbow spin die myself, which I'm very proud of. But it's just my straight bomber disc. If I want to like just go straight and end left, I'll throw this one. I like it a whole lot. It's very pretty. It's also a little bit of a pop top, but one of my workhorses. Good for forehand and backhand. With this cold, it's become a little understable, so we'll see how it is whenever it gets to summertime. I got a couple more of that run, but if anybody knows, I'd like to have some more of them. So last 2 in the bag. This is a D4 Proto. Pretty flat. I like it for hyzer flip to flex shots, and it just goes forever, just like that D1, but this one will flex a little more, where that one just kind of stays straight. But these are my 2 probably max distance discs. And last, for the discs in my bag, a 400G X3 with a homemade Huck Lab die, so don't tell anyone. But it's 163, it's a 400G lightweight disc, but it's a really good roller. I like throwing it on big hyzers to get, like big hyzer to turnovers. There's a couple holes at my home course that are really good for that shot. But it's very understable. Don't use it a ton, honestly, but it's there when I need it. And I play a lot of doubles, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but if my partner's got a good shot, then I'll throw this one. It's just like, you know, maybe it'll get like really far out there, because it definitely has the potential. As far as the rest of my bag goes, I normally keep my phone and my knife right here. I've got my nice Bang & Chain Mini right in that front pocket, so always picking it out for when I go to bang those putts, in theory at least. I've got a slingshot in here, which is kind of unique. A lot of people don't have those, but just in case, there's a course in Bowling Green that we've played a couple of times, and it's a Kariakis Park, just has a ton of pine trees, just get stuck in there all the time, so it's good to go shoot them down. We've got a whale sack over here. I got this from a tournament in Virginia that Foundation hosted, and I really like the whale sack. Starting to get used to it a little more. I've got bag tags, UK Disc Golf, go support. We made these ourselves, so we can make more. BDGA as well. They're not great numbers, but don't worry about that part. Last over here, I've got towels and stuff. I've got some pens. There's just a lot of storage to this bag, which I really like. There's like little pencil holders right over here as well, which is pretty cool. Got the range finder. Always got to have it. I got it for Christmas a year ago, and it's just very, very useful. I didn't know how much I'd use it. Honestly, use it for a lot for like Circle 2 putts and stuff. I like it a whole lot. Last thing is my water bottle. Handy dandy water bottle. Yeti Rambler. We've got the chug cap on here too, which is just, I don't know, you probably don't care about all this stuff, but it's easy to walk around and like sip your water or whatever, which is not very, most water bottles I feel like aren't that easy to. But anyways, thank you for watching. That's my in the bag for 2022, and a lot of these discs or some of them will come in and out, and I switch around the drivers a lot mostly, but this is kind of my mainstays and what I'm throwing for tournaments. So thank you a lot. Go support UK Disc Golf if you can. Go support Bang a Chain, and God bless.